Khashoggi was to disclose Saudi use of chemical weapons in Yemen. Source.
Here's a summary of the article.
Dissident Saudi journalist, Jamal Khashoggi, who was recently murdered at the Saudi consulate in Istanbul, was about to disclose details of Saudi Arabia's use of banned chemical weapons in its imposed war on Yemen days before he was killed, a report says. He didn't really want to reply, but eventually he told me he was getting proof that Saudi Arabia had used chemical weapons. He said he hoped he'd be getting documentary evidence, Khashoggi's friend further revealed, adding, "All I can tell you is that the next thing I heard, he was missing." More than 3.5 years into that war, Saudi Arabia has achieved neither of its objectives. If Khashoggi did have proof that Saudi Arabia was deliberately misusing phosphorus for this purpose, it would be highly embarrassing for the regime and provides the nearest motive yet as to why Riyadh may have acted when they did against him. The Sunday Express quoted chemical warfare expert, Col. Khashoggi, 59, an outspoken critic of the Saudi government, had been living in self-imposed exile in the United States since 2017, when Saudi authorities launched a massive crackdown on dissent. The British Weekly further cited highly placed intelligence source, speaking on condition of anonymity, that a member of the royal circle of Saudi Arabia had ordered to kidnap the journalist and take him back to the Arab Kingdom. Last week, Saudi Arabia's Attorney General confirmed the suspects in the incident had committed their act with a premeditated intention, in sharp contrast to initial official explanations that Khashoggi had been killed after a fight broke out in the diplomatic mission.
This post received a score of 70,538, with an upvote ratio of 82%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
I'll just quickly pop into the embassy to get my marriage license, then I'll drop off this incriminating chemical weapons evidence at WAPO. I'm pretty sure it wasn't common knowledge the Saudis were butchering and casing people out the back door of their embassy, i.e., a month ago. Not even a seasoned journalist like Khashoggi believed MBS would be that brazen.
Greater than not even a seasoned journalist like Khashoggi believed MSB would be that brazen. The Saudis have been kidnapping and disappearing its dissenting citizens for years. Given that they have done this even when those citizens thought they were safe on foreign soil, makes me wonder what made Khashoggi think he would be safe in their embassy of all places. I'm guessing he hoped his status as a prominent reporter with strong ties to the US would keep him safe. Unfortunately, it did not.
He probably felt safer since it was in Turkey and not SA. Plus, they had treated him well on his previous visits.
Yes, exactly this. They tried to get him to go back to KSA for the paperwork, and he refused, so they asked him to go to the consulate in Istanbul.
This is like that time I got a call from Dog the Bounty Hunter and he told me to meet him at the McDonald's on Moahakaliki Road to sign some papers, brah, go with Christ, and I went and he took me into custody. Foiled again.
This is like that time I got a call from the Scooby-Doo gang and they told me to meet them at the funhouse at the Rundown Carnival to grab the pirate treasure, and I went and they threw a tiny net on my head and captured me. Foiled again by those meddling kids.
Using Press TV as a source of news on KSA would be like using Russia Today as a source on Ukraine.
To expand on this, Press TV is the Iranian propaganda channel. Iran and Saudi Arabia are engaged in a long-running proxy war, one episode of which is the conflict in Yemen. The Saudi regime is bloody, but Press TV is not a credible source on it.
Thanks for that. It's important to know the source of the information you're receiving.
So far, this has been reported by The Express, Press TV, and Telesur. The Express is a right-wing tabloid, Press TV is an Iranian-sponsored network, and Telesur is a Venezuela-based news agency. There's very little credibility to these reports.
Thank you, this is the information I was looking for. Glad you found what you were looking for.
This was first reported here by Telesur. Be skeptic.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.